Dear children, so let's continue that session. So in the last session we discussed about the solution, their properties and the concentration of solution, that is how we can calculate the mass by mass percentage of solution or mass by volume percentage of solution and volume by volume percentage of solution. Now we are going to discuss about the suspension. So the solution can be classified into three major types. One is colloidal solution, true solution, and another one is suspension. Solution we already discussed. Now we are going to discuss about the suspension. The suspension means it is a homogeneous or heterogeneous mixture, children. Yes. Suspension is a heterogeneous mixture. So suspension is a heterogeneous mixture in which the solute particles do not dissolve but remain suspended throughout the bulk of the medium. So it will form like a cluster. So cluster means bulk. So it will not dissolve in that solvent. That is known as suspension. So for suspension we can tell it a simple example. You just take sand as a solute and solvent is water. So when we mix the sand with water, whether it dissolve? No, it will not dissolve. And so after some time, there is a sand particles is deposited in the bottom. So it will suspended throughout the bulk of the medium. The cluster particles will be there. So in the bottom of the medium. So suspension, it is a heterogeneous mixture. So heterogeneous means it contains two or more phases in which the solute particles do not dissolve. The solute particles means, so here we can tell it as sand. The sand will not dissolve in that water. It will remain suspended throughout the bulk of the medium. And the particles of a suspension are visible to the naked eye. So we can see the sand particles with the help of our naked eye. So it is visible. The particles of suspensions are visible to the naked eye. And let me see the properties one by one. So what are the properties of suspension? So suspension means, so here the solute particles will not dissolve in that solution. That is in that solvent, it will remain suspended and it will be in the cluster form. And we can see the particles. And now we are going to discuss about the properties of suspension. So suspension is a heterogeneous mixture. And the particles of a suspension can seen by the naked eye. So we can easily see the suspension particles. And the particles of suspension scatter a beam of light passing through it and makes its path visible. So the scattering will be taking place. The particles of suspension scatter a beam of light passing through it and makes its path visible. And a solute particles settle down when a suspension is left undisturbed. So when we keep the sand water, so after some minutes or some hours, the solute particles is settled down. That is, a suspension is unstable. So that we can tell it as suspension is unstable. But solution is stable. There is no particles is settled down in that solution. But suspension, the solute particles are settled down. So that we can tell it as unstable. So they can be separated from a mixture by the process of filtration. So when we take the filter paper, with the help of filter paper, we can separate the solute and solvent. So when the particles settle down, the suspension breaks and it does not scatter light anymore. So when a particle settle down, So for example, the sand particles is settled down. So in the top, the water is there. So in that, no scattering will be takes place. But the sand and water, it will mixed means the scattering will takes place. And next is colloidal solution. So colloidal solution means the particles of a colloid are uniformly spread throughout the solution. So the colloidal solution means the particles of a colloid are uniformly spread throughout the solution. And due to relatively smaller size of particles as compared to that of a suspension, the mixture appears to be homogeneous. So here, in the colloidal solution, it's relatively smaller size of the particles. In true solution, it has the small size. In colloidal solution, it's relatively smaller size of the particles when compared with the suspension. So when we compare with the suspension, the colloidal particles, the particle size is smaller. But the mixture appears to be homogeneous. So when we see the colloidal solution, it's look like homogeneous mixture. But actually, a colloidal solution is a heterogeneous mixture. But actually, the colloidal solution we can tell it as heterogeneous mixture. When we see the milk with the presence of ultra microscope, here it's having the different particles are there. We can see the water particles, the proteins, vitamins, etc. So the colloidal solution is known as heterogeneous mixture. It's not a homogeneous mixture. So because of the small size of colloidal particles, we cannot see them with naked eyes. The colloidal particles are very smaller, so that we can't able to see the particles with the help of our naked eye. But these particles can easily scatter a beam of light as observed. So the scattering will be takes place. So when we pass the light on that, it will produce a beam of light on that particle. So scattering of light will be takes place. And this scattering of a beam of light is called Tyndall effect. So the scattering of beam of light is known as Tyndall effect. So Tyndall effect means the scattering of beam of light. That is known as Tyndall effect. So after the name of the scientist who discovered this effect. So Tyndall effect can also be observed when a fine beam of light enters a room through a small hole. You just assume the room is there. So in that room it's completely closed. So in that one small holes are there in that room means, so from that the beam of light will produce. It will produce the beam of light in that small hole. So that is known as Tyndall effect. So Tyndall effect means a beam of light enters is known as Tyndall effect. By which way? Through scattering. So this happens due to scattering of light by the particles of dust and smoke in the air. So how it happens? Because due to scattering. Scattering of light by dust and smoke in the air. So with the presence of dust and smoke, it will form a fine beam of light, the scattering will take place. So you can see here, so A solution and B solution, and A solution we can tell it as, so this one, that is copper sulfate solution. So the figure A, that is a solution of copper sulfate, and B, so B is a mixture of water and milk. So A is copper sulfate solution. So copper sulfate solution is, A is copper sulfate solution and B is mixture of water and milk. So when we pass the torch light with that solution, so in the copper sulfate solution there is no path of light in the copper sulfate solution. So here the beam of light is not takes place. So the scattering is not rises in the solution. In solution no scattering will takes place. But when we see the milk solution, so milk solution is a colloidal solution. So in the colloidal solution we can see the path of light, the beam of light is there, no? So it's, so that we can tell it as here the Tyndall effect takes place. The scattering of light will be there. In true solution, that is in copper sulfate solution, no scattering of light, no beam of light in the copper sulfate solution. In colloidal solution, the beam of light is there. So Tyndall effect takes place in colloidal solution. And here we can see the Tyndall effect can be observed when sunlight passes through the canopy of a dense forest. So canopy of dense forest means it's completely closed. So closed forest. So in that there is small amount of holes will be there. So from that it will forms the beam of light. So with that the scattering will takes place. So the Tyndall effect will be there in canopy of a dense forest. So in that forest moist contains tiny droplets of water which act as particles of colloid dispersed in air. So in that forest there is moist. So moist means water. Water droplets are there. So which that will act as the particles of colloid dispersed in air. So the water in air, it will forms the Tyndall effect. And next is properties of colloid. So colloidal solution is a heterogeneous mixture, and the size of particles of a colloid is too small to be individually seen by naked eyes. So the size of particles of colloid is too small to be individually seen by naked eye. So colloids are big enough to scatter a beam of light passing through it and make its path visible. So here it will form the beam of light. So the scattering will take place. They do not settle down when left undisturbed. That is a colloid is quite stable. So when we take the milk solution, so after when we mix that milk with water, we can't able to see the particles that is settled down. So the colloidal solution is quite stable. And they cannot be separated from the mixture by the process of filtration. But a special technique of separation known as centrifugation can be used to separate the colloidal particles. So the colloidal particles can be separated by centrifugation process. So with that we can separate the solute and solvent particles. Okay children, see you.